Let's talk about adaptations. Let's face it, at this point it is true what they say, Hollywood are out of ideas. It would seem that every other film coming out now is based on something else. This ranges from books, comics, TV shows, video games, and even popular collectible toys. And of course, whenever adaptation is released, the fans of the source material generally have something to say. They changed my favourite character. They missed out my favourite scene. How can you change the source material so drastically? He said it quietly, he didn't shout. But of course, I fully understand why people will be annoyed when the source material is not respected. But of course, why would Hollywood ever do that? But of course, we could talk for days about bad adaptations. 4 knows there's more than enough out there to complain about. But in truth, adaptations seem to get a lot more hate than they probably actually deserve. Yes, of course, there are adaptations that look like their reference to the source material is everything a 5-year-old was able to say about it in one breath. When an adaptation does everything it can to respect the source material, it does deserve a lot more love than a lot of these films generally get. See, one of the biggest complaints that a lot of these adaptations actually get is simply, it didn't follow the source material close enough. I mean, honestly now, why do you want a film to copy a book word for word, scene for scene? See, that's the thing. You've read the book, you've read the comic, you've watched the TV series, you know the story already. So if you went to the cinema and watched a 1-for-1 adaptation of the book, not only will the film be 10 hours long, it's also not going to bring anything new to the story. See, that's one of the wonderful things about a good adaptation, it lets you relive the story. I think one of the best examples I have for this is the film Watchmen. I'll go as far to say as Watchmen is one of my favourite films. Great cinematography, great music, great everything. It done the story justice, but if you compared it to the comic, you'll probably notice that quite a big chunk of the book is missing. Not to give anything away, but the thing that's missing is actually a very, very vital part of the story. But yet, the film was able to achieve the same outcome. It was able to achieve the same feel and the same ideas that Watchmen brought forward. The same can be said for films like Hunger Games or Harry Potter. Yes, granted, there are characters missing, scenes missing, plot points missing, and when you actually take time to think about it, it does create some plot holes. Is that a sound of a mirror breaking? Harry Potter nerds well, you'll get what I mean. But yet, these films are still really good, and they are well loved, and these films actually get people into the books. When Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or Sorcerer's Stone, depending where you live in the world, first came out as a book, it really didn't do that well. It got rejected from so many publishers until literally it got read by chance. And then it really only got mainstream popular when the films came out. But because the books had so much more content to them, people were really interested in reading the books alongside the films. There is also another side to this argument. Sometimes adaptations are required to change things from the source material just because it wasn't very good, or because it just would not be entertaining to a different audience. I think the prime example I could give to this is Tom Bombadil. Yeah, that's a weird character in Lord of the Rings. Because the last thing I really want to get across to you is that if you believe an adaptation of something you love has ruined it for you, honestly, question how much you loved it initially. M. Night Shyamalan's Last Airbender was an atrocious film, but Aang the Last Airbender is still an absolutely amazing series. Thunderbirds is a classic British TV series and is never going to leave that status, but yet the film was just absolutely terrible. Divided opinion on The Hobbit aside, the book is still classic. It's still one of the most iconic fantasy novels of all time. Near enough single-handedly defining a genre only matched by Lord of the Rings, its sequel. The fact is, we're never going to get away from adaptations. As long as a book, TV series, game, or pop vinyls who are getting their own movie are popular, films are going to be made based around them. If it honours the source material, then respect it, despite how nitpicky certain bits of it may be. Give these adaptations a little bit of liberty to be creative and expand on the source material. At least then they're trying something new and not just rehashing the same format for every single film. And just remember, Hollywood's love for source material, even if it is motivated by money, has given us some of the best films in cinematic history. We've got the entirety of the MCU, the Harry Potter films, Lord of the Rings. We've got TV series like Orange and the New Black, 13 Reasons Why, The Boys. All thanks to adaptations, all thanks because somebody decided that the source material was really good and they wanted to do something with it. So next time an adaptation comes out from something you love, maybe give it a bit of respect and liberty before you give it a full judgment. And think to yourself, if you have to get nitpicky in order to dislike a film, then perhaps you actually do like the film. And perhaps you were just too worried about it being bad that you forgot to actually think whether it was good. Well, there we go, that's my thoughts and opinion on adaptations. And I hope you can step away from this having a different perspective on adaptations and how they may look at your favourite source materials. Because at the end of the day, we're all fans. And speaking of fans, there's no fans like cosplayers, which I have spoke to a lot of. Simply go over to the link to my side and you can find a playlist to loads of cosplay interviews. Click the other side for a video that you may or may not like. Hopefully you do. Of course, you could like, share, subscribe and click that little bell below so you get notifications on my newest videos when and if they come out. They will come out, don't worry. That if was just a slip of the tongue. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram and also TikTok. I have a few videos on there. Links are below in the description. And until you watch my next video, bye for now.